Less than 24 hours after South Carolina suffered a real heartbreaking loss to LSU in the third round of the SEC tournament, one of the main questions coming into today was how was this team going to respond after such a real, gritty, tough kind of loss against a team that was fighting for a chance to move on and have a day off today. Well, the Gamecocks responded in one of the best ways possible with a 6-5 win over Kentucky here on Friday afternoon at the Hoover Met to advance to the SEC semifinals against the same LSU team on Saturday, with first pitch being at 1 p.m. on SEC Network. But look, this was a real gritty type of performance from this team that honestly, and we'll get to the bullpen here to start, they really didn't have many bullpen options in this game. I mean, you didn't have Chris Veach available. You knew coming into today you had some, but they were going to be unproven arms. And you got Dylan Eskew starting on the mound, and he gave up 1 earned run in 2 innings. And look, his defense didn't really help him out. Parker Nolan made an error that shouldn't have been there. And honestly, the Gamecock defense today wasn't really that good. Made 3 errors in the field today, and that led to a few runs. And this game really shouldn't have been as close as it was. But that's the way baseball works sometimes, and you work through it. But after Eskew came out of the game, Gavin Costas hits a 3-run homer to give South Carolina an early lead after Kentucky had just scored the 2 runs. And then Tyler Dean comes in and does what exactly you wanted him to do for his first time pitching this week. Goes an inning and 2/3, gives up 2 unearned runs on 1 hit, strikes out 1 and walks 2. Definitely what this bullpen needed. And then Parker Marlott was definitely the story of the afternoon. He hadn't pitched since he gave up that grand slam against Tennessee last week. And he goes 3 2/3 innings on 57 pitches. That's the most he's ever thrown as a freshman at the college level. Keep on, he's a freshman doing this. He gives up 1 run on 2 hits, strikes out 6, and doesn't walk a batter. He was outstanding today. He got into some trouble in the 8th inning. I think a lot of people were kind of wondering why Mark Kingston continued to ride with Marlott. And I think it was just because he was pitching so well, but he hadn't thrown that many pitches before. So that was kind of a curious decision, and it didn't look like it was going to pay off for the moment. But then Matthew Becker comes in and gets a huge double play ball to get out of that jam, and then he pitches a clean 9th. And look, the way South Carolina won this game came in the 5th inning. They got 3 walks and had the bases loaded, and then took 2 hit by pitches to get the lead and hold on the rest of the way. And look, it wasn't the cleanest win, it wasn't the prettiest win, but a win nonetheless. And I think a lot of credit has to be given to Kingston, the staff, and this team for bouncing back after such a tough loss the other night. And look, we'll see what happens. But up to this point, I think I said this morning that anything South Carolina does beyond this point after losing yesterday is a cherry on top to this weekend. And today's game was certainly that. But I think now you definitely have a chance to go out here and try to win this whole thing. I mean, think about it. They're only 2 wins away from winning an SEC championship for the first time since 2004. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be tough against a really, really hot LSU team, but it is tough to beat a team twice in the same tournament. So we'll see what happens. But first pitch is at 1 p.m. on SEC Network tomorrow afternoon here at the Hoover Met. I'll be right back here to provide all the live updates and coverage throughout the afternoon. That's going to do it from me from Hoover. For GamecockCentral.com, I'm Jack Veltri.